Alright, hello guys, it's Anthony again, and today is July 31st. If you don't know what July 31st is, it is the day when the original Game Boy hit the North American gaming market, setting the standard for all handhelds to come that way. Let's look at the overall design of the system. You have your D-pad, your A and B buttons, have your start and select, and then you have this tint green screen, which gets pretty annoying sometimes. Your battery input, and seeing that the dot matrix is stereo sound, which is probably something to do with graphics or something. Here's the AV input, and I think the contrast. Yeah, contrast. Okay. On the other side, you have the extension port right here. I'm not gonna take it out because it's gonna get pretty bad. And your volume. On the back, you have the cartridge input and the battery input, which takes 4 AA batteries and has a lasting life of 30 hours. On the bottom, you have your headphone jack, and on the top, you have your on and off switch. Okay, well, the main competitors of the Game Boy were the Sega Game Gear and the Atari Lynx. Well, the Game Gear and the Atari Lynx both had backlit screens, colorful screens, and it was actually pretty good. But the problem was, they both took 6 AA batteries, only had a lasting life of about 8 hours. So that was pretty miserable. And also, our starting price were $160, and the Game Boy was only $90 when it first came out. Pretty good. And that's what the cartridges look like. I only have 3 games. I only have Tetris, which Tetris came with every packaged original Game Boy. And Super Mario Land, of course, you probably heard my review on that one. And Dr. Mario. Well, I'll play some Tetris to show you guys how the Game Boy was. And let's power it up. Alright, and there it is. Let's contrast. Hold on a second. There we go. Alright, so here it is. Here's Tetris on the Game Boy. I'm not going to go in depth with this because this is actually going to be going on for hours and hours. Alright, the buttons really respond excellent, and that's what makes the Game Boy be probably the best system that was out in the 80s. Alright, well, in the meantime, okay, so that's how it looked. Alright, there were other games on the Game Boy, of course, what also really made the Game Boy sell, not as Tetris was with every packaged Game Boy, but also there was the game Pokemon that came out, and Pokemon is pretty much everyone's favorite RPG, besides Final Fantasy. So that really made the Game Boy still good, and that was good. Alright, so let's look at the ups and downsides of this. Good battery life, basic controller, good games, which obviously make a good system, and only bad thing is the green screen. That's what only makes the Game Boy bad. Overall, I suggest picking one of these up. I got this off of eBay for $10 along with Dr. Mario. and they go from cheap as like $1, where if you're just getting the Game Boy, and they go up to $100, where it's either in brand new mint condition or the Game Boy with like 50 games. Well, I'm gonna give the Game Boy a perfect 10 out of 10 for setting the standard for future game systems and future handhelds coming out like today, like today's systems like the DS, the DSi, and the PSP. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching and have a great day.